So I wasn't sure how to go about making this video because there is an interesting vitriolic, like almost manufactured, and honestly, I do think it's a manufactured vitriolic hate for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is the game we're going to be talking about in this video here, because I'm going to be doing my review of it and also giving some of my commentary, because it's been a very interesting year since this game has been announced. I believe it's been a year. I could be wrong, but I remember when the announcement came and I saw the trailer and I thought the game looked great. Now, admittedly, I'm not the craziest person about Assassin's Creed. I do enjoy the games, but I'm not someone who's like, oh man, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm never going to be that type of person. However, with this game, the reaction that I got from just enjoying the trailer was this sentiment, and I really feel like it's manufactured hate, and I think it's really done because a lot of people now who are in the content creating space are basically grifting and utilizing anything that they can to say this is woke, this is this is that. Now, granted, is something woke? Is something not woke? I'm not here to get into that culture war zeitgeist. I don't really care about it. But the thing is, this has gotten to a point where you can no longer say something looks cool or you enjoy it without getting hit from either one end of the spectrum or the other, because it really has just become a bunch of dogs just yap, yap, yap. You're woke, you're anti-woke, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's tiring. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm tired of politics and social issues and everything just being thrown into it, the whole DEI thing and all that. I'll be honest with you guys, I had no idea what the hell DEI was. I don't keep up with all the stuff that's going on. And literally, I play video games, I review them, I review tech, I watch anime, I do a podcast, I interview voice actors and celebrities, and that's the gist of it. Like, I work and then I'm with my family. So I don't really take the time to be chronically online like a lot of people are. And so, getting to the point of this, Assassin's Creed Shadows is it just appealed to me. I like samurais. I like shinobis. I'm very much into Japanese aesthetics. So I was just really shocked that I got a lot of hate thrown at me because I'd liked the trailer, and I had to address it because it was just really ridiculous. And even to the point of when I streamed the game, I got a lot of vitriolic hate. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, because this is essentially a video game, and a video game you guys don't have to play. If you don't like it, don't play it. I'm personally one who's like, if I don't like something, I don't play it. So I'm giving all this preface to say, these are my thoughts about this game before I start the review. And if you don't care about hearing it, okay, cool, click off the video or skip ahead. I just don't understand this generation of people, and I'm saying this generation, not just the youth, but I'm talking about everyone right now in society. It's like we're living in clown world, because both sides have just lost their mind. I played this game without watching anything outside of that initial trailer. I have not watched other people's reviews. I have not read any reviews. I have stayed away from it so I can just immerse myself in the experience of playing the game, which is typically how I like to experience video games. So, with that being said, these are my thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Thank you to Ubisoft for providing me a review copy of the game. Yes, I am an Ubisoft creator. However you feel about that, I don't care. Whatever you think, I do not care. If you want to say I'm a paid shill or any of this other stuff, you can go ahead and say that. But the only thing I'm being paid for on this review is, hey, this video sponsor. And that leads me to today's video sponsor, HelloFresh. So I'm a busy guy. And when it comes to trying to meal prep and everything, buying a lot of stuff, I just don't have the time to do it. Like, yeah, ideally, I'd want to buy meats and start working on it, but I don't have the time for it. And meals like these frozen dinners, while they're convenient and easy, they're loaded with sodium. So while it's easy to just microwave that, I got something better for you. We're going to talk about HelloFresh and why you should get that. Walk with me. Plans change and life gets busy. That's why HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week. HelloFresh has more options to support your wellness journey than ever before. Dig into their biggest menu yet with 50 plus dinner options and even more market items that suit any healthy lifestyle. And look, you need to start your day right, and you can get free breakfast for life. Mix and match lifestyle options to suit your needs, like fit and wholesome, family friendly, quick and easy, vegetarian, and more. And everything can be tailored to your schedule by adjusting your delivery date and even skipping a week when you're not able to cook at home. Each box is fully customizable to fit your preferences and includes pre-portioned ingredients, so you only have to pay for what you need. And when you try HelloFresh, you'll get free breakfast for life. Start your day right with one free breakfast item per box while your subscription is still active. And to get started, use the link in the description down below. Use my code POGHF152242 and receive 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active, and if you're in the US. And with that being said, let's get back to the regular video. Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is, at long last, the Assassin's Creed that visits Japan, delivering, in my opinion, I think this game is an instant class. Granted, there are a lot of areas it does stumble, and truthfully, the second half of the story does kind of slowly fall apart. And when I say it starts to fall apart, the closest comparison I can make is like Xenogears Disc 2. I know a lot of people hate Disc 2. I personally love it, but when you've got such great momentum from Disc 1 and then Disc 2 just doesn't match that, that's how Assassin's Creed Shadows feels. It just feels like the story just falls apart. So let's get back to the review. You get to embark on an unforgettable journey as not only Naoe, a nimble shinobi, but Yasuke, a mighty, well, I don't even want to say samurai because, you know, there's a whole bunch of controversy, but for the sake of this video game, he's a samurai. Take it how you want. You get to battle tyrants, protecting the innocent, and shaping the destiny of Japan. Ubisoft Montreal's delays, in my opinion, have clearly paid off, crafting a pretty epic narrative, although it does fall short towards the end. Now, since this is featuring dual protagonists, Shadows initially switches between Yasuke and Naoe for story-driven reasons. Now, early on, gameplay heavily favors Naoe until Yasuke returns later, after which you mostly choose who to control, except during key missions that highlight both characters' perspectives. Naoe, hailing from the legendary Iga clan, exemplifies a classic Assassin's Creed gameplay, so stealth, acrobatics, and parkour. She is by far the series' most agile protagonist, a 5-foot dynamo whose fluid gymnastic movements feel incredibly satisfying. Now, in stark contrast, Yasuke, known as the Giant, stands imposing at 6 feet tall, delivering powerful brute force combat reminiscent of past heavier characters. Although he can climb moderately, most synchronization spots do require Naoe's grappling skills. His leaps of faith, though, are uniquely satisfying due to his sheer size and heavily armored weight. Now, okay, here's the part. I'm going to go ahead and address some of the controversy. And here's the thing. People have lost their minds over the fact that this game has Yasuke the Black Samurai. Now, I'm not going to dig into whether the historical context of what, you know, was he actually a samurai? Was he a retainer? Was he just a bodyguard for Nobunaga Oda? I don't know. I don't care. There's so many different things. Some people are saying it's fictional. Some people say it's not. I'm not here to get into that. I'm here to play a video game. Okay. A lot of the story, not the story, a lot of the controversy is around this character. You know, a lot of people are feeling that putting Yasuke in this game, as opposed to having someone like a male Japanese protagonist, takes away from the authenticity of the game, which is supposed to be, this is so weird. People say that the Assassin's Creed series is historically accurate. That's what they're saying now. This is a series, if you guys haven't forgot, which is about aliens and machines that let you relive your ancestors' memories and experiences. So, no. I mean, you fist fought the Pope. You helped George Washington win the one of the wars, the American War. It's not historically accurate, for one. I don't know why we're having that narrative when we have not had that narrative before. That's weird. Also, Yasuke has been in other games too, like the Muso series. He's been in many other titles, and there's never been a controversy. And also in many other titles as a prominent or central figure. So I don't understand why that is such a thing. I know people are going to say it's the DEI thing. Yes, I finally did look into it, and people are going to say that because of DEI, this was a diversity initiative, and they're forcing a black character into a game where he doesn't belong, and also saying that this is about inclusivity. I don't know if that was the case or not. I don't care to know. It's a video game. And to me, where was this outrage when we had Yasuke in other games? Where were you guys then? Where was this outrage when we had William, the white samurai from Neo, in that game as the main character? Where is this? It seems like there's so much select outrage. If you have a game nowadays that has a woman or has a minority, a person of color, there tends to be this very vitriolic hate towards it that is woke, or if you have a diverse cast. Now, granted, I feel like you shouldn't gender or race swap characters. Like if it's already an established character, leave it as is, go create another character and build that character up to be equal to the character that you're looking at, or you want to be on the same even tier. But we're just in this age where people are how they are about it. And it's just, it sucks that this is where we are, but I accept it for what it is. And honestly, I don't know if this is going to change, because we've gone through 10 years or so of very progressivism, or progressive, however you want to put it. I'm not a political person. But we've gone so far with one end of the spectrum. Now we're at the other part, which is being just as much a big bitch as the other side. And I don't understand why there's no self-awareness of that. So it's odd. Also, another thing that's odd is the fact that a lot of the people who are making all these videos about Assassin's Creed, oh, it's a flop, it failed. This game has over 3 million Steam players, and that's not even accounting to how many people are playing this on PlayStation and Xbox, right? And also on Ubi Connect for PC. So the game didn't fail. It's one of the best performing and selling Assassin's Creed in the series, and yet that's the narrative. You guys pull this same politically correct woke, anti-woke stuff with Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Both times you were wrong. Both times the game did well, and then you shifted your narrative. Why can't we just get back to a point where we shut the fuck up and play some video games? I don't know. It's weird, but that's my little tirade. Let's get back to the review. So we broke down the characters. They're remarkable nonetheless. The story is pretty good, all intents and purposes, though it does fall apart later on. And gameplay aside, this is a true standout. It's a pretty breathtaking recreation of feudal Japan. And there are times when I honestly found myself just awestruck at how gorgeous this game looks. Because, you know, like, I don't feel like I got this much wow from any other game as I have with this one. So it's really, really amazing how just absolutely beautiful this game looks. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know this is absolutely gorgeous. Ubisoft's Anvil engine impressively renders lifelike wind, leaves, rain, and seasonal changes, spoiling players for other games in my opinion. Each environment feels vividly alive, whether leaves are carried by gusts or raindrops stream realistically from rooftops and armor. Now, look, I initially played this on PC, which I then later on moved to playing this on PlayStation 5 and then went back to playing it on PC, and now I'm kind of playing it on both platforms. And I just find the performance of this game, as this was the first Assassin's Creed game that was built from the ground up for this generation of consoles, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, And the performance is, in my opinion, stellar. And the graphical fidelity across is just great on all platforms I've played it on. Now, I do have a PC that has a 5080 GPU, and I ran this game in max settings when I played on PC, yielding a consistently smooth over 120 frames plus per second. That experience is just phenomenal for me. Now, that showcased how visually stunning the vistas are and just how great of the graphical fidelity that this game has. Granted, there are other games that look better than this. Stellar Blade, you got the upcoming Lost Aside, and all these other games that are coming out just look way better than this. But for what this is, it's just stunning, especially on PC. The interplay of morning sunlight through trees, realistic material, textures, and the interactive foliage motion offers an unparalleled visual spectacle. Facial animations are notably improved, approach uncanny realism, particularly during the meticulously crafted scenes. Now, the gameplay itself is, in my opinion, is pretty exceptional. Nowadays, shinobi combat emphasizes precise timing, parrying, color-coded enemy strikes, such as white and blue, while dodging deadly red attacks. Combat controls are intuitive, with quick and heavy attacks mapped sensibly, and the beloved hidden blade making swift assassinations just seamless. Initially equipped with a katana, naoe excels in stealthy, dual assassinations when wielding a tanto as well. For crowd control, the versatile Kurisagama, kunai, shuriken, and distraction bells and smoke bombs, they just open up absolutely diverse strategic possibilities, especially against tougher enemies. Now, in contrast, Yasuke employs brute force weapons like the massive Kasanova, perfect for devastating attacks that send enemies flying, often spectacularly dismembering them in visceral combat sequences. Now, with weapons including the long katana, naginata, longbow, and the powerful single-shot teppo rifle, Yasuke thrives in direct confrontations. Stealth, not so much. Now, each protagonist has 6 extensive skill trees filled with numerous passive and active abilities. Conveniently, skills can be freely reallocated anytime, encouraging experimentation and also with completing various map activities. Now, Naoe's meditations or Yasuke's archery challenges provides essential skill points. And while some players may balk at the grind or even the microtransactions there are in the game, I find these side activities genuinely enjoyable and seamlessly integrated. The expansive map showcases numerous regions and sub-regions, filled with quests, ensuring players always find meaningful content. Now, Shadows introduces a streamlined quest board system, clearly tracking mission progression. And unlike previous titles, side content never really feels obligatory or tedious. Instead, it consistently enhances the immersive experience, offering abundant variety and genuine enjoyment. Players choose between 2 narrative modes. Now, this is the part I gotta interject here. So, when you start the game, you can choose 2 different ones. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure type of thing. Do you want to make all the choices or do you want to play it in the canon way? Now, again, this is where some of the controversy has popped up because people are like, oh, this is woke. As Yasuke, you can romance a non-binary character. You can also romance all these other people and all this other stuff, where the thing is, you get that if you don't play it in canon. And also, even if you don't play it in canon, you play it where you can make all the multiple choices, that's also something you had to go out of your way to do. This also reminds me of another game that I honestly thought got very unfair criticism and hate, which was Dragon Age the Veilguard. The reason I say that, because there is a non-binary character in this game that has a side quest where you dive into that, but that side quest is also optional. Now, granted, people can be mad and say, oh, this is included because of DEI, whatever have you. I don't care about that argument. The thing is, it's optional. Just like the romancing thing for Yasuke. Optional. You don't have to do it. You don't even have to go out of your way to find it. If you're doing that, you're doing that of your own volition. And maybe that just leads to a greater conversation we need to have within not only the gaming community, but society as a whole that's so reactionary, emotional, um, ignorant in many ways, and just seeks to my own truth versus the actual reality of what it is. Um, yeah, everything you've seen has been selectively created outrage to monetize and use you, and you guys have been playing into that. A lot of these content creators that monetize in this have honestly, it's probably the most money they've ever seen in their career. And so a lot of them grift into it. And I'm telling you this as I know many people that have done something like this. And they're still doing it and they're still making a lot of money. So realize that these people don't really care about you, and all they're doing is getting you to give them money, and they're manipulating you. Just a food for thought. Now, back to what I was saying. Players can choose between two narrative modes, a choose your own adventure style or the canon version. Now, my review is focused on the canon narrative. And look, I didn't really have to deal with anything, as it highlights intriguing and impactful story choices and just presents it as the story is, the way Ubisoft wants to present the story. So that's just how I played it. The narrative brilliantly develops both protagonists. Yasuke evolves from Diogo, a Portuguese slave, into a respectable samurai, while Naoe navigates personal tragedy and discovers her hidden assassin legacy. Their evolving friendship, honestly, to me, feels authentic, delivering emotional depth amidst intense action. Now, central to the experience is your customizable hideout, a vibrant homestead offering passive perks and, decorated to your liking. Activities like upgrading scouts or looting strongholds directly feed into base enhancements, ensuring hours of satisfying gameplay beyond core missions. There's seasonal changes which are beautifully implemented. There's a refresh of resources, bounties, and scout availability, enhancing the immersion. The new Animus Nexus launcher, which is something you'll see when you first boot up the game, elegantly houses recent Assassin's Creed games, which reminds me a bit of how Call of Duty has done with their recent Call of Duty games. I think this may have started all the way with the original Modern Warfare. Well, was it 2019 Modern Warfare? Yeah, so that one, which kind of started because it goes all the way back to that. And I'm like, wow, this actually is pretty dope. So it's very similar to that if you're curious as to what that overlay looks like. Nothing wrong with it. I think it works. But if you're expecting like solo leveling level of voice acting, no, you're not going to get that here. So I concluded my whole journey after around 50 hours or so. I still have substantial exploration that's left untouched. And unlike previous entries that were plagued by serious pacing issues, Shadows consistently delivered engaging content, whether leisurely riding horseback or tackling countless remaining quests. Honestly, every activity just felt worthwhile. Ultimately, though, Assassin's Creed Shadows excels in every area, offering unparalleled immersion, brilliant dual protagonists, and a lovingly crafted world. Granted, it does have some stumbling points where the second half of the story just isn't as great as the first, but I mean, it happens. It's a video game. They're not always gonna hit. Sometimes, and more often than not, especially lately, companies are missing, and that's okay. Expertly balancing narrative depth, satisfying combat, stunning visuals, and rewarding exploration, it firmly establishes itself as the franchise's finest hour. And in a year packed with exceptional games, Shadows rises triumphantly above the rest. And if you're still someone who thinks that this game flopped, well, at the time of this recording, it's got over 3 million people playing it. That's a milestone. And with that being said, that's the review of Assassin's Creed Shadows, along with my commentary on it too. I want to thank Ubisoft for providing me a review copy of the game. I also want to give a special thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring the video, as well as Green Man Gaming and Ubisoft collaborating with me to also give me another key for this title. So with that being said, typically at this point in the video, I would say I'd like to hear your thoughts on the game. And I am curious to hear them, but I want an actual conversation, not a shouting match. I know asking the internet to do anything rational is asking too much, but nonetheless, I really would like to understand, for those of you who have actually played the game, like, honestly, I'd like to know what your honest thoughts on this game are. Like, I would like to have a normal, rational conversation because I do feel like that's something that's severely needed in today's era of the internet. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's keep it civil as best we can. If it's going to be out of control, I'm just going to say this. You don't have to be here. You don't have to comment. Move on. If it's not something you like, keep it moving. But all that being said, let's get this conversation going. Again, thank you to Ubisoft, Green Man Gaming, and such, as well as HelloFresh for supporting my content. And all that being said, catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, and hoi ho.